Are people still investing into the UAE even with the current situation that is going on? With that said, hi and welcome to a new YouTube video on my channel. My name is Jonathan Ray. I'm an independent real estate agent and real estate investment partner here in the UAE, especially focused on Marjan Island and everything that is happening in the Northern Emirates. Today I want to talk with you about the current situation, address the elephant in the room and talk about, is it still a smart investment to invest in the UAE? How is the situation impacting the market and where do I still see potential into the future? Then I want to tell you a little story in the beginning of this video. Imagine your favorite supermarket puts everything on sale because the weather outside is stormy. The food hasn't changed, the nutrition hasn't changed, and the prices are just lower because nervous shoppers stayed home. Smart investors are the ones who grab a trolley and walk into that supermarket. And that is the situation I'm seeing right now here in the UAE. I do see a little bit of uncertainty with a few investors. I see that uncertainty especially with first-time purchaser, people that have never bought in the UAE before, and also people that haven't bought real estate before in their life. Because if you have invested into your home country, I don't know where you're from, maybe US, maybe UK, maybe South Africa, Netherlands, Czech Republic, Poland, any country, you have bought real estate there before. You know that a real estate market is in cycles. Yeah? You have cycles where you have part of the cycle where things are always going up, and then you have parts of the cycle where it maybe stagnates for a while. What is interesting is actually the foundations, the fundamentals of the market, and that's what I want to talk with you about. Actually, if you look at the numbers, Q1 2026 in Dubai, we had over 252 billion dirhams in transactions. New investors were up 14% and foreign investment up 26% in the same quarter. Also, the interesting thing is usually capital runs into the UAE, runs into Dubai when things get nervous. When the region in general gets nervous, people like the UAE and especially Dubai as a safe haven. I found very interesting is during the whole situation here was that the government started to invest even more into infrastructure projects. That means making the UAE even more attractive. In Dubai they launched a new metro line. In Abu Dhabi there were new launches when it comes to tourism. Things from Las Vegas. The Las Vegas Fair is actually something that they brought now also to Abu Dhabi. So all that is a sign that the government is trying to make this amazing country even more attractive for investors. And what I find interesting is if we maybe zoom out of the current situation, we see that obviously the UAE has been impacted when it comes to tourism. For example, in Dubai, the occupancy rate in hotels before this whole situation was 82%. In March, it dropped to about 20%. But if we're looking at it from maybe a longer time horizon, maybe 2 to 3 years, we see that the UAE could actually benefit from the situation. And I know that sounds maybe a little bit weird in the beginning, but if we're seeing it, what is right now the most important resource in this world, where so many countries are fighting over and prices are hiking everywhere, you just need to go to your local petrol station and you see the impact of this situation, of this whole conflict here, is oil and gas. This is basically the most important resource right now, and only a few countries in this world are not importers of oil and gas, but actually exporters. So they are energy sufficient, they're energy independent countries. And the UAE is one of these countries. It's only I think 6-7 countries. So I think this is a huge impact that it will have on the UAE economy, combined with that they left actually this OPEC states so that they can produce as much oil as they want. They're not limited by it anymore. I think that's going to have a huge impact also in the on the economy. So yes, short term we definitely see an impact. I think for the next 2-3 months, maybe until this September, I'm seeing things a little bit slower in the market, but I do believe that tourists will come back, and I do believe that the UAE will in the end even benefit from the situation because they have been shown again as a very safe country. So where would I say right now is still a good place to invest? And the interesting thing is, I do believe that sometimes it's good to look to other Emirates, not only to Dubai. I know Dubai is what most people know, but there are a lot of chances, a lot of good investment opportunities in other Emirates, including Abu Dhabi, or where I'm at actually in Ras Al Khaimah, because this is where the future of tourism will be in the UAE. It will become an entertainment hub. I have done multiple videos on Marjan Island. I will link them here above, but just a little bit to let you know about everything that is happening here. Yes, things are getting a bit delayed. There will be a modest delay when the casino will come, but things are still happening here. Yeah, things are still moving, and the casino will open in 2027, and that will have a huge impact on tourism numbers. So to give you there a concrete number, what actually Ernst & Young and Win are saying is that until 2030, 5.5 million tourists per year. So if we are assuming that the average guest stays 3.5 nights, that's over 19.25 million room nights per year. So you see already the impact is going to be huge. And let's be honest, do you know what happened 4 years ago? Do even any one of us remember what happened in COVID? No, we completely forgot it. So our memory is very short, and especially the memory of tourists is very short. Look at countries like Egypt, look at countries like Turkey, what happened there. Still, Turkey, I think, is the 4th most visited country in the world. Look even what happened at Thailand. Yeah, Thailand in 2002, I think, or 2003 had this huge typhoon in Phuket. Many tourists died and everything. Still, nobody's even talking about this anymore. Still, they're breaking every single year new tourism numbers and everything, because actually, if a country is based around hospitality, and the UAE is based around hospitality, you find here the most luxurious retail brands, you find the best service in hospitality. If you compare this to Europe or the UK, you find really beautiful beaches, very good connectivity. You have one of the biggest airlines in the world with Emirates. So I think the strategic location of the UAE is still very good when it comes to tourism. So smart investors actually right now look into the market and see opportunities. And I personally right now see opportunities that I haven't seen since a very long time. If we go back into 2020, when COVID happened, developers really went out of their way and started very smart promotions, with very good payment plans, with actually amazing offers, and I'm seeing the same thing happening right now. Just ask people that invested during COVID times where their money is right now, and you will see how much return of invest they had since that time. And right now I'm seeing similar promotions from good developers. I wouldn't buy from any developer. Some developers are giving cars away for free. I don't think that's a good promotion. I would be a bit smarter about it. But you're seeing amazing payment plans, sometimes even a guaranteed rental income for the first 4 to 5 years after handover, from a very good actually developer that I have worked with a lot in the past. So what I'm saying is, right now the market is being impacted. Anybody who's saying no, everything is perfect and everything is going as usual is obviously lying to you. The market is impacted, but is the market crashing? No. Are people scared of coming to the UAE? Are people scared of buying here? A few people are, definitely. There's a little bit of uncertainty in the market, but the huge majority of people are still coming here. Emirates is still flying and things are still happening. And if we're zooming out of this current situation, will this impact the long-term vision of the UAE? Definitely not. Things are still being done because the UAE is different than most European and Western countries. It is not running from one election to another election, from 4 to 5 years, where every politician needs to look to be re-elected again. Here, the government is thinking in 10, 20, 50 years time horizon. So not in 5 years, but actually in centuries. With that said, if you're interested in the 5 secret projects that I'm seeing right now for smart investors, where you can get in right now with very good payment plans, with very low risk, very good developers that have a reputation of developing on time and high quality projects with good rental yields, especially short-term rental yields, then send me a message down below. There you find my WhatsApp link. Just click on it and send me a message. And otherwise, I would say I see you again in the next video.